Hey everyone, welcome to POPXP. And before the show starts, make sure to click that subscribe button and click the bell to get notifications when we go live and we upload awesome new content. And don't forget, if you can, make sure to share our stream on all your social media outlets. We appreciate it, and thanks for helping us grow the POPXP channel. Hey everyone, welcome to POPXP. And before the show starts, make sure to click that subscribe button and click the bell to get notifications when we go live and we upload awesome new content. And don't forget, if you can, make sure to share our stream on all your social media outlets. We appreciate it, and thanks for helping us grow the POPXP channel. Hey everyone, welcome to POPXP. And before the show starts, make sure to click that subscribe button and click the bell to get notifications when we go live and we upload awesome new content. And don't forget, if you can, make sure to share our stream on all your social media outlets. We appreciate it, and thanks for helping us grow the POPXP channel.
Hey everybody, Teen Sensation Billy Tucci here, and that was the actual intro I was trying to find. I did not know that all our intros had the same exact opening. I hope you guys are doing good on this lovely Friday. I am sweating my butt off up here. It is warm today in the studio, and I'd like to introduce some guests are with us. We're gonna have some fun for an hour and a half. I don't know, go to 5 o'clock, I guess, kind of chill out. Got some really cool news regarding StreamYard's direct market stuff. Our books are all in, so we are returning to comic shops starting this Wednesday coming up. We just got another batch of books in. Debbie shipped out thousands of books yesterday with the great Renzini, or the horrific Renzini, as Matthew says. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce some of my friends. First off, the producer of Crusade Comics, one of my great friend, a man I haven't spoken to all week, but now I'm glad I'm chilling with him. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Mr. Brian Blevins. What's up? Look at that.
Thank you.
Hero shot.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. What is up there, Mr. Tucci?
What is up, man?
Man, I only have a limited amount of time. I thought I was going to die during the 17 intros that came through.
Dude, I know. I'm sorry about that. But we got another friend with us, and then we're going to say hello to some of the people watching. Oh, I have to go to Facebook and see if I'm live over there. And for some reason, when I stream live on Facebook, it makes my video, it's locked. I don't know why. So I have to edit the audience every single time.
I like to edit the audience.
Very strange. So let's see if I could share it. Well, it's live right now, so that's good. Let me go to the StreamYard. Mr. Blevins, we have an extraordinary guest with us today. A friend to all.
A friend to all.
Creator. The writer of our next crowdfunded campaign, She Gatecrasher.
Oh, my God.
The Immortal. JC Vaughn. What's up, Tech?
Hello, Old Bean. Hello, Doctor.
How's it going, Tex?
I got to tell you, boys, I am not. First of all, hello to Marcus Killigrew. Good to see you. Hey,
we got passed back to Dan.
There he is. Of course, Dan Genovese. Yeah, it wasn't a loop. It's 4 different ones. Robin, good to see you, my friend. Past Master Dan, of course, as always. Thank you for sharing our things.
Hey, Billy, we're at lunch. I probably need to come back on here in a second, but I just wanted to come on and say congratulations, and I'm looking forward to this.
All right, I want to hear all about the game store, bro.
You know, well, man, I might even take you on a tour.
All right,
don't threaten me with a good time.
All right, when you come in,
with a good time.
Yeah, we got an hour. We got an over an hour. We got an hour 45 minutes to kill before we close out. If we can make it.
I will be back very soon.
All right, guys.
See
But
ya.
we're gonna replace the grand Brian Blevins, of course, with. I'm gonna change this background.
Yeah, he was irreplaceable.
Yeah, let me change this background. Why is there no Rocketeer backgrounds?
I don't know, but the Mickey kicking the kid, I got to tell you what that reminds me of. Do you remember when you were doing that JLA cover with the Japanese woodblock style?
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to get you to have Batman holding the kid up.
Was that your idea?
From the wave.
Oh, like in the Dead Zone? I can't believe that
would have been the greatest cover ever. You never would have worked for them again, but I would have just loved it.
I think it's Justice League America 15, and it was voted like cover of the month.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great cover. It just would have been that much better if Batman was shielding himself with a towel.
I know. I just love this giant wave, and Batman's holding this poor child, and nobody noticed it, I don't think. Anyway, guys, we have another guest coming for the first time ever. We are streaming, or she is streaming from our office, or fulfillment center. So without further ado, or don't, I'd like to introduce my darling, darling better half, Deborah Tucci. Hey, honey.
Hi.
Oh.
I think you could say significantly better half.
Significantly better half. Yes, I'd say so.
Do you like my, I don't know what it is beneath my name?
The what?
Look what's underneath my name.
Oh, Teen Sensation's wife. I love that. I gotta change mine to Teen Sensation. Someone speak. I'm trying to do the volume here.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, if you want somebody to
speak, I
guess that I can do that.
Yeah, I gotta fix mine and become Teen Sensation, Billy Tucci. Let me do Teen Sensation.
Yeah, that is the priority when you're hosting a show.
So friggin' hot right now. This is crazy how hot it is.
Yeah, I think I genuinely think you're not feeling well because it's not that hot.
I'm like boiling, and I wonder if I put on a shirt. Because Debbie had a cold or a virus or whatever you had, and I think I got it. So, but did you have chills, honey?
When I had a fever.
Yeah, so I think I got a fever. The fulfillment dungeon. I bet it's cold.
Are they in fact multiplying?
What's that? My symptoms?
Your chills.
My chills? No, right now I'm sweating. I had no chills.
Okay.
Because I have a sweatshirt on.
There's a little grease humor, but you know.
But I was just gonna, I was gonna fall right into
schwitzing.
It and ask if he was losing control.
I'm schwitzing. Tippy McKitty says hello, Deb. Dan Genovese says hello, Deb.
Hi, everybody.
So I'm gonna let me go change my shirt. So you guys talk for a minute. Deb, let everyone get a view of the fulfillment center, what you're doing real quick, and give me 2 shakes of a donkey's tail, and I'll be right back.
Let me see what I can finagle here. Hold on. Well, I guess if I lift this up, you're on my iPad, guys.
This is the heart of the vast shipping empire.
Yeah, this is where the magic happens. So this side we do. This is our website side and diamond side, and this is our crowdfunding side. So
Deb, I was jumping back and forth between the crowdfunded stuff and the return to the direct market. It's this Wednesday, right? That you guys hit with Return of the Warrior #1.
The number one, Return of the Warrior #1, which is the first half of the. Sorry, my pants falling down.
Well, it's one way to boost ratings.
Return of the Warrior #1 is the first half of the Return of the Warrior crowdfunded graphic novel.
Yeah, and it's a sort of a real natural break too. So it's a great spot to sort of cliffhanger that particular issue, then on to the next one.
I have a couple of the books. Hold on. Let me grab them.
Hello. I can grab one, honey.
Well, I want to get all 3 here.
I have all 3.
And now so do I.
Okay, we'll let you talk then.
So we did 3 variants. So this was the original Ashcan cover, which is now a cover. This was taken from the interior. This was also the first hoodie, all over hoodie we did.
Right.
And to celebrate our 30th, we have the Pearl edition of Shiroi, which means pearl. So from the minute I saw this cover, this started as red and Billy turned it white, and I'm like, oh, that needs to be on a pearl cover.
Yeah.
So 4 years ago?
Yeah, let me make you go big. Yeah, that's what we're trying to do is to give. So the plan here is that these are the books that we have crowdfunded thanks to you guys out there who supported us. And now we're you know, they were premium high-end books, 48 to 72 pages actually. Wait, Zombie Summer, how many pages? 100, right? Zombie Summer was like 100 and some odd pages. Dorm of the Dead.
104 was it?
Yeah, 104 pages for Zombie Summer, Dorm of the Dead.
Right.
Yep. So now what we're gonna do though, we're back in comic shops monthly. This Wednesday debuting will be the 3 books that Deborah showed, and we're doing them on more affordable paper. How's that? And we're breaking them down into floppies because it's amazing of how many people do not follow crowdfunding.
Okay, hang on. Let's just say individual issues because that whole floppies thing is pejorative.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
Okay, because for all these years, that's how we got our comics.
Yes.
So now we're supposed to talk down to that. That's just a bunch of BS from people who are too uptight to admit that they still like going to comic shops and get an individual monthly comics.
I agree.
Yeah, let's face it. It's fun to get a big chunk like Return of the Warrior #1. It was really great to get that much story in one place. But that could have only happened if we, as we did, successfully crowdfunded that.
Right. And thanks to you guys, we were able to do so. And we're closing out tonight. Today, I got to tell you, I don't stream this early. I'll do some drawing streams, and I will be doing the drawing streams once I get into Gatecrasher, Jeff. I'm doing the cover right now. One of our covers for Gatecrasher will be an homage to Jim Lee's X-Men number 268. But instead of Captain America, Black Widow, and Wolverine, you're going to have to find out who's there. And you're going to love who's on that cover. That'll be one of our covers. I'm doing another cover that Jeff and I are working on. It started out as Everybody Charleston, but we have to talk to see where we're going with those pages. We kind of went back and forth, so we might have to
do that cover.
We have to do that cover. You like it?
I love that cover.
All right, Jeff. So I guess we're doing.
I think that's fine. I have another one for you too, though.
What do you have?
You
want to save it?
I don't want to say it, but you're gonna love the idea.
All right, cool. Deborah, you are also working on something that shipped out yesterday. Thousands of them, actually. I want to make you go big, honey, and see if you could lower your camera a little bit. Your camera's up. I know it's on your iPad, but...
Well, it's also because I'm standing.
Okay, there you go. So what is that?
Well, I don't know where that price tag came from on this one. I must have used an old...
Best Buy?
So, yes, this is the Trick or Treat coming to stores near you. This shipped yesterday. So, surprise comic.
And there's some really good ones in there. They're all good.
A metal edition, could be a jewel edition, could just be a floppy.
Could be it's not a floppy. Honey.
No longer floppies. Individual issue.
What?
No longer floppies. Individual issues.
Oh, individual issue. Or, what else did we put in here? And also, some of the crowdfunded stock is in here also.
Oh, so nice.
So the big graphic novels too.
And occasional goat cheese and
especially
dried flowers.
There may not be any goat cheese, but there will be. There are a few original She-Way of the Warriors #1s.
You know, DC wanted to polybag dried flowers with the death of Superman. It was the one thing my friends in the printing business said no to.
Yeah.
That's really true. I'm not making that up.
That is funny. So anyway, another thing that just came in, Deborah, speaking of our Halloween books, and these will be going out on Monday, correct? But I'm going to go big. Hang on. Let me take Deb off. I'm not going to take her off. I'll just exit the solo. Is this?
Oh,
the Spooky Secrets 2024 Halloween exclusive edition. This is for comic shops. It's 48 pages, I believe. No, 44 pages. And it's got a lot of great art, never before seen art. One of these, the original black and white of my Tick piece, lettered by Mindy Lopkin. That was a gift that was donated to the to the Baltimore Comic-Con charity auction, the yearbook auction. And Deb, I guess we're packing them all up right this weekend and sending them out Monday as well.
Yeah, they'll go out Monday.
Okay, so you do all the work, and she does, Jeff. Can you sit with me for a second?
Huh?
Can you sit for a second or no?
Oh, give me 1 minute.
I have that little mic too, and I should have mic'd her up so she could be working. How do you feel about that? Like, you got out a massive order yesterday.
I'm tired.
What?
I'm tired.
It seems like a very reasonable answer, Billy.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm going to go to my campaign, Jeff, real quick, because we are here to close out.
Let's go to the campaign. Let's go to the
we're going to close out the Rocketeer Pavlichenko Kickstarter. The Indiegogo will continue for a few more weeks until we get our number set, and then we're going to start removing that off the campaign for once we go to press, because this book is primarily done. Jeff, I'm going to ask you if you wouldn't mind doing an interview with someone for the book. Write a few questions out if you don't mind. And I've got some extra things to write about. I'm writing about Dave Stevens. I'm writing about Ludmila Pavlichenko, the woman who the story revolves around. And let me tell you something about Ludmila.
Sorry, I'm such a mess, peeps.
Yeah, who isn't?
Yeah, I really am going to be critical of hair.
Rocketeer platform.
Thank
you guys. 94 minutes left. You guys are great, man. This little campaign, thank you so much. It's something very near and dear to our heart. We're actually planning. We cannot put that on the crowdfunding site, but we're planning to. We're going to give a portion of the proceeds to the Harry Cell Leukemia Foundation in Dave Stevens' name. So thank you all for that. This really is a sort of passion project for me. It's something that's
Sort of? No, sort of.
I know it's not sort of, yeah. No one got paid on this book. We all did it, for the charity, and which we gave money to the refugees of the Russo-Ukrainian war. Nothing political, not picking any sides. It's just for all these displaced people who have literally invaded Poland, millions of them, and the surrounding Baltic states. And they just can't handle it. They just can't handle the influx of all the migrants. Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Boom.
So
what's
anyway,
really
thank
great
you, Mark.
I'm just gonna you're avoiding some of the great stuff about this, so I want to hit it.
Thank you.
And it's not only the original published story, which is beautiful. It is your script, your pencils, and the inks. It's a complete art evolution of this short story. And the coolest thing is, my opinion here, strictly my opinion, there have been some great people to do Rocketeer, either illustrations or covers or stories, since Dave passed away. Yeah. This is right up there with the top ones at absolutely capturing the spirit of the Rocketeer. And at the same time, you're taking a little bit of what you did on Sergeant Rock Lost Battalion of taking real world situations and injecting those people into a comic book story, interacting with the central character. And it works brilliantly.
It does, and it leads to more stories. Oh my gosh! Because Ludmila Pavlichenko was a Ukrainian sniper. Her father actually fought in the 1920 Russian-Ukrainian War. He was a hunter, and she was studying to be a school teacher. I actually believe she was a school teacher when the war broke out. But she had a passion for shooting, growing up shooting all the time with her father, hunting. And when the war broke out, she, answered the call. I went once the Germans invaded the Ukraine in 1941 on the 22nd of June. And she answered the call. So from the 22nd of June, 1941, and I think she was wounded in July of 1942. And she was taken off the front lines. She had amassed over 300 enemy kills in a year. That is
just a casual shooter.
Casual shooter, yeah, a recreational shooter. It's a hobby, So I find her fascinating. And then what happens to Ludmila is that the Soviets realize she's too too important for the war effort.
She's too valuable as a PR asset.
Yeah, I think it might be February of 42 that she comes to the United States. I think it might be 6 months that she was able to amass 309 enemy kills. Something extraordinary like that. Had she stayed in the war and survived, she definitely would have been the highest tallied sniper of all time. But the Soviets send her to the United States on a war bonds tour where she meets Franklin Delano Roosevelt and Eleanor Roosevelt. And I just have this idea in my head. I don't know if we'll ever do it. I had spoken to Jennifer. I had spoken to Scott about it months ago.
All right, hang on. We may have some new viewers. Jennifer Stevens Backham, who is Dave's sister, and Scott Dunbier, who was the editor who put together the Rocketeer program of comic books since then, and also the great Ukrainian charity book.
Yes. It's called Sunflower Seeds. And again, it's the book was produced to benefit the refugees of the war. It is completely apolitical. It does not choose any sides. It's just that you have a couple million people were displaced into, as I was saying.
And I think that's an important thing to point out here.
Yeah.
And it's not that you or anybody's trying to dodge how they feel about it. It's just like, all right, here's a project that, like, you really politically, there's no reason not to get behind, because we're just purely speaking of the humanitarian issue of helping the people who are displaced by this.
Right. And Tank Ferret, good to see you. Ahoy! How do you say that?
Scalawags.
No, before Scalawags. Sagacious?
Sagacious.
Sagacious?
Yes.
I don't think I've ever written that word in my life. But then again, I was a football star in high school, so I didn't have any fancy book learning.
When I see sagacious, I think of that every time I pass the Saginaw Coast Parkway. I don't know why.
Well, now, honey, get ready for sagacious being used all weekend.
Sorry, Deb.
What does it mean? Jeff, do you know what it means?
I know connotation. I do not know denotation, so I shall refrain.
All right, listen, honey. Well, you were smart in school, honey. What does sagacious mean?
It has a negative connotation. I don't know anything beyond that.
Excellent. So when we're out for Lauren's birthday on Sunday, and me and Paul are having a,
would you like me to look it up?
Yeah, but I'll be like, that's so sagacious, bro. I'll say it to Shannon. She'll laugh.
Actually, I was my connotation, rather than the dictionary denotation, was right. It's having or shown keen discernment, sound judgment, and far-sightedness. A synonym would be shrewd.
I was wrong.
Yeah, Debbie's shrewd. I'm sorry, she's a shrew who can't be tamed. Honey, don't give me the finger. How crass.
Don't ask for it then, Billy.
Yeah. Deborah, from our friend James Sanchez with the wrench. Thank you, cabron. Can't wait for you to come down to Albuquerque. We have confirmed this week to go to Albuquerque Comic-Con. Stephen Peros is also coming in. He was a guest last year there. So we haven't been to Albuquerque in 10 years, I think, right? You're muted, dear.
I've never been to Albuquerque. I didn't.
No, you've never been to Albuquerque.
My printer.
I made a left turn there once.
Thank you, Jeff. Hey, we got some backers. Thank you, guys. 364 backers with just 87 minutes to go on on Rocketeer Pavlichenko Special Art Edition. Again, we got a lot of cool levels with this book. A lot of cool things. I was able to my pal Mitch Halleck from the Terrificon in Connecticut. He's a huge Rocketeer fan. He's very generous. And I was able to do this. I gave him a gift. I gifted the Rocketeer. He's another Rocketeer, a Finhead super fan, I like to say. And if we can, I don't know if we can, but if we can unlock $25,000, and we are fast approaching it, everyone will get that trading card. And to be honest, between all of us, I
think you're going to limit it to backers rather than everyone.
Yeah, limit it to backers who back a physical perk. I'm going to end up giving it to everybody anyway. Deb just shot a look at the camera for that one. It's like, you guys stop giving things away. Hey, this is a fun project though. This is a charitable project. We're not allowed to say that, but it's also,
listen, there's the thing that I want to say about this is not quite as long as I've known you, but a really long time. You've been an immense fan of the Rocketeer.
yeah.
And I know that you and Dave had cooked up some stuff that didn't come to fruition. And it's still agonizing to think about as a Captain America fan.
Yeah.
But it would have been great.
I'm going to tell that story.
But
ergo.
No. But this story really captures the spirit of the Rocketeer in a way that few of the others have. Now, there's been some great art. I like Alex Ross's covers for one of the early miniseries were just tremendous. And I swear that they had, it's not like his stuff isn't great to start with, but they were really a notch above. And Stephen Mooney, who's the writer presently, it really has captured a lot of the energy and a lot of the spirit of it. But there's something just so charming about this story, and it fits like a glove with the character and the situation. So, kudos to you for that.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Again, it was a passion project. Totally. Speaking of Mooney, Marcus Killigrew, right here, one of our who says Hail Tank Ferret, one of our peeps, one of our wrenches who knows everything about comics. He posts daily romance comics covers, and then I make fun of them or get snarky about them and stuff. It's something fun we like to do. But he actually went to school with Matt Dillon when Matt Dillon got hired for My Bodyguard for the film. And he said he was, Dad, did you have a crush on Matt Dillon? Are you muted for a reason?
Yes, because I'm running my printer and I don't think you guys want to hear that.
He was such a bully in that movie, though. Do you like bullies? You like tough guys, Deb? Is that it? Miscreant?
Nope. I just like hot guys, and he was really hot.
Oh, God. How come when I slicked my hair back like Moody did in like 98, you didn't like it?
Because you look terrible.
Pretty accurate.
I would call it the Moody. Remember I did that for San Diego? Like San Diego 98. I don't know. I just started slicking my hair back.
It was terrible.
It was not. I looked like a 30s man about town.
Terrible.
You're lucky I didn't grow a mustache.
Okay,
if I didn't grow a mustache, I would have had a mustache.
Billy?
Yes.
You also don't have the face for a mustache.
When did you say you looked like a 30s man about town?
When 98 San Diego Comic-Con, we got in the big fight. Do you remember my hair? I would slick my hair back. I don't know. I for some reason I did it that year.
Were you at any point during that hit on the head?
Yeah, I got hit on the head in the fight.
Because I don't think you looked like a 30s man about town.
Why would you say that? Start smoking cigarettes and anyway, but he said that Marcus had said, let's see if he's still in the chat. Marcus had said he was exactly like that. Where is he? Yep, he's known him since first grade. And he said that was him. That's exactly who he is like the Moody character. And by George, I am a Yankee Doodle dandy, Mark Pengrin. That's one of my favorite films of all time. Jimmy
some kind of dandy.
1942. What?
You're some kind of dandy.
I'd like to be a dandy. Honey, could I be a dandy? Can I pull it off?
No, you may not.
Why not? Because
that's a negative pejorative.
Well, here's the thing. I do have, and I don't know if you saw it when we went to Murph's son's wedding, honey. I bought like slippers, like because it was a black tie thing, and I bought like velvet slippers. Did you see my velvet slippers I had on that night? Strangely, you didn't comment on them. You didn't like them?
There's a reason.
Anyway, I do have a smoking jacket. Do I not, Deborah?
You have multiple smoking jackets.
I have two. I have a purple one that Randy House gave me, and then I have one that my neighbors gifted me on my 40th birthday party that was owned by a World War II Japanese fighter pilot, Jeff. Crazy. And it's gorgeous. I love it. I'm afraid to wear it because it's so nice. Now, wait a minute. You know, Robert Fraga, what's with the angst here?
I missed that. What did he say?
Calling me a Hugh Hefner wannabe.
Right here, Mr.
With
Brown,
my harem
right
of
here.
dames. Wear pajamas all day. Oh, it says you're a Bo Bumble. I should have sent Bo Smith the link. Oh, Bean, can you send Bo Smith the link in case he's hanging around?
I can do that.
And then can you bring up your campaign?
I can't share. Remember when we run into problems? I did put the link in the private chat.
In the private chat. Okay. Let me see. Private chat. In the private chat here on StreamYard, put it in, please.
I did.
I don't see it.
Okay.
Bizarre.
I saw it.
Yeah, it's right there.
Can you pop it back in again?
Yep.
You know what? I don't think. There it is. I got it. So everybody, JC Vaughn is just launched a very limited campaign on Indiegogo. And I wish you guys would check it out. It's super interesting, super affordable. And it's great. He just launched it. It's like a week-long campaign.
Yeah, we've got basically just a few days to go.
Yeah,
we did the Kickstarter, but I'm very mindful that there's people who prefer one over the other, and that's absolutely fine by me. It is, like you see, 7 days left. It's just a very short campaign. It's a very modest goal, but we sort of really need to get that.
We need to get there. We have 7 days, guys. So if you can, for the Indiegogo backers out here, Jeff's one of the good guys. He's truly one of us. And let's watch his video. Let's watch the video, buddy. Excellent. And thank you, Aaron, for getting the one of us, my reference to it. So
the whole thing about Captain Action versus Al Capone is Captain Action is the original superhero action figure and has a great comic book history. We've seen original run at DC Comics in the late 60s. Moonstone Books did a neat run on it, and then Dynamite did Codename Action. And then more recently, IDW did a great collection of the original DC material, which was a beautiful little hardcover. And I just always, well, not always, but since Michael Urie's great book on Captain Action came out from Tomorrow's, I've been fascinated with the character. Ed Cato and Joe Ahern and Michael Polis, who own Captain Action Enterprises, were gracious enough to listen to my crazy pitch that started when I was in the drive-thru at Wendy's getting bored out of my mind because the guy ahead of me was taking forever. Like I literally called Ed as soon as I got around the corner, and he was just coming out of class at Ithaca College, where he teaches. And
it's good that you called him when he had no class.
Yeah, I did call him when he had no class. That's it. I say that to Rosina all the time. And he liked the idea. I pitched it to his partners, and they eventually were sold on it. And as you can see, our regular Al Capone team, Brendan and Brian Frame, clearly rock at doing Captain Action and his supporting characters.
100%.
So, this is the teaser sequence that we really tried to capture the pre-credit sequence in Casino Royale with mainly black and white and a little bit of Mission Impossible feel. They pulled that off brilliantly. And we just, we want this to be a lot of fun. There are a ton of Easter eggs for longtime Captain Action fans. They won't get in the way of the story for people who aren't longtime Captain Action fans, which is the best kind of Easter eggs, in my opinion.
Yes.
But the guys are doing well. Billy, you've seen it. Am I wrong when I say I think it's the best work of their career?
100%. I've seen 31 pages of it that are already complete. How many pages will the story be in total?
It's going to be 48, and we are now. You've seen up to 31. We are now. I just got the pencils for 41. So we're right on schedule. We're right on schedule with these things. These guys are a machine. If they tell me they can hit a deadline, they'll hit it.
That is wonderful.
And
that is just
so
wonderful.
our goal is to ship in November. There's still a lot of pages to color, and it's a little bit different having guys that also have to do approvals on it. The one thing about doing your own work is you're the approval guy.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of experience with licensed comics from doing Battlestar Galactica and 24 and Stargate Universe, Stargate Atlantis, and so on. So jumping through the hoops, and these are very, very small hoops. These guys are great to work with. They love what we've been doing, and I think we'll go. So if there's anybody out there that hasn't backed it yet, that backed the previous books, I think they're going to love this, and I think they'll be very happy that they did. I'm not usually one to say this is the best thing I've written, but I really like the ending of this book. So,
no, it's something you should be extremely proud of. And so I can remind people, this opening is a black and white opening. The book is full color.
Yes.
So you got color here, of course, but
there's hints of color, but it's largely black and white until you get to page 5 there at the end, where you start seeing the color come in, and then it'll be full color from that point.
Jeff, what gave you the idea to make Al Capone into a vampire?
That's one of the great questions, and I get asked that, and I've sort of boiled it down to this. You remember when Vincent Spencer and I were working on Zombie Proof?
Yes,
and there's a character in there who was sort of one of the guys who ridiculed Billy Bob Drywall, but they ended up trapped together with a couple other guys in a house where people tried to trap them in the house with a bunch of zombies so they'd get killed. And the guy's name is Jack Watanabe, and he got really freaked out about it. So I called Vince one night and I said, what if the next time we see him, he's dressed as Harpo Marx and doesn't talk anymore? and Vincent,
a funny Captain Action figure, actually.
And Vincent goes, yeah. And so on Capone, I needed something to freak out my Vampire PA cast. And and I knew they were going to be looking through binoculars at a group of vampires meeting. And I literally was one of them. What if one of them's Al Capone? That makes sense. And because it's vampires in Dormont, PA. Why wouldn't that make sense?
100%.
And I sort of thought when Capone disappeared at the end of Vampire PA Bite Out of Crime #1, which was a one-shot that you did that glorious cover for. I sort of thought that I might do a one-shot with Capone.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started writing. And it's been so much fun and the research about the real Capone has sparked so many other thoughts that it's been a real blast writing it. And I was really careful about not wanting to be, the typical guy like, oh, we need to inject a superhero into this. Captain Action's like a real world guy. He's not a superhero.
No superpowers.
Traditionally, Captain Action did get the powers when he put on the costumes, but we're not in a situation where he's going to become Batman or Superman or anything like that. I just made him a master of disguise because we don't have, access to any of those other characters. Right.
Right.
But what I wanted to do was put it in a situation where there's a great horror element coming to Captain Action. If you look at that right there, that cover is the new Captain Action villain, Professor Phineas Fangs.
Phineas Fangs.
And it's a great horror element, and I think it fits great with Al Capone vampire. They even have a thing where he's introduced to Professor Fangs, and Capone says, "I feel different about Fangs than I used to."
Yeah.
And So there's a great horror element to this already, and it seemed like a real natural fit with Capone and the action of Captain Action, who's traditionally chasing Dr. Evil, but we've added to that mix, and the Captain Action guys really, it's just amazing. They let us debut Professor Fangs. There's no action figure of it out yet, but there will be.
That actually is an image of the action figure.
It is. That's a photo cover.
So great. So great. I'm going to share something. Speaking of, if you do not mind.
Yeah.
Jeff and Deb. Speaking of Captain Action. I got so many windows open. My goodness. Blevins Media Center is blowing up. I'm going to stop this, Jeff. We'll get back to it.
Yes.
But how cool is this? Speaking of Captain Action. Where is it? Where be it? Where be it? What is that? Is that me? Did I hit a button? What the heck did I hit?
I don't know.
What is he
I'm
talking
just
about?
looking. I'm just looking at the three of us.
I'm gonna close out all my streams.
Weirdo.
Oh, I get to now. It's hang on, guys. I apologize. Let me close out all these bloody streams.
He's really not sorry.
Oh,
I'm not sorry. I took the money.
I haven't heard that in a gazillion years.
I know exactly what this video is. Hang on a minute. I have to fudge. That's the same gun I just got. So let me.
All right. So while you're distracted, I'm gonna talk about.
It's down here. I have so many windows open.
I'm going to talk about Rocketeer for a minute while you're talking about all the windows you have open.
I can't even find the StreamYard. Hang on. Here it is. So I can mute myself.
So, all right, I'm going to talk about about Rocketeer. If you're just not going to talk with us.
Do if you want to.
Oh, look at that! That's the original hardcover charity fundraiser book that this Rocketeer story appeared in. Ah, there we go. Captain Action and the Rocketeer. That's how amazing how this all ties together.
Full circle. And actually, there's the remark that Billy puts in it. I don't know if it actually. Can you see it?
You should make her big for a minute, Billy.
He's not even paying attention.
He isn't. Usually he leaves the show when I'm on. that Rocketeer pack uniform and costume and helmet that you can get with the new Captain Action figure it's really cool. I saw the prototype for it years ago. Never thought it would actually really happen, and yet here we are. They're high-end stuff. Unfortunately, I wish it was aimed at kids because then we'd have more kids getting to know the Rocketeer, but it's still really exceptionally cool. And Captain Action has a slightly modified uniform that is really genuinely cool. So I can enthusiastically tell people that I've seen the models for these, and it's really cool.
It is. Forgive me, guys. I hate PCs. I despise them. I don't even know why God put them on this earth. They've ruined so much things. They just suck with all these different layers, how complicated everything is.
Oh, you just want to be part of the Mac cult. I get it.
I've been my first Mac I bought in like
Snivel, bitch.
June of '94, and I blew it because I wanted to talk about the Rocketeer Captain Action figure, the original Rocketeer with the square.
This is the comic book Rocketeer.
Yes. And it's
not
great.
And listen, it's not that there's anything wrong with the movie Rocketeer. That's a great movie, a lot of fun. But this is the comic book Rocketeer.
Right. It's just striking. StreamYard. Bring it over
And
here.
that new action figure for Captain Action is great. And
yeah, I like him.
They've got some other characters coming that'll be cool too, in addition to Professor Fangs.
With his sword, and do you ever speak to Ed about how he came up with Captain Action? Was Ed the creator of it?
Captain Action was an action figure in the 1960s, Billy. Ed was a kid.
That's right. Ed was a child. Yeah.
If you want to know about Captain Action, you can go to Hake's Price Guide to Character Toys, which I helped put together, or you can go to the definitive book, if you can find a copy, by our friend Michael Urie.
Hang on, let me go. Let me make you solo layout. There you go.
Yep. This is, to me, the prototype book, how to do a character-specific book. And it deals with, if you look at the 1960s, right after G.I. Joe comes out, they create Ideal Toys makes this toy, and you get not only Captain Action, but you also start getting different uniforms. And when he puts them on, he becomes those characters. Here's Superman. And what was great is licensing deal you could never pull off today. You get Batman, Superman, same company. You also get Spider-Man, Sergeant Fury, The Phantom, Steve Canyon, all these great sets. Now, a bunch of which are really collectible. Like, if you think about Amazing Fantasy 15 as the pinnacle for Spider-Man collectors, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's only 5 known mint in the box Captain Action costumes for Spider-Man.
Wow.
And if you can imagine, how about this, Sergeant Fury?
Is that a Sergeant Fury mask on him, or there's no mask?
Yeah.
With the scar and all?
It's a Sergeant Fury mask, man.
Oh, the eye patch. Does he have? Oh no, Sergeant Fury didn't have the eye patch.
No, that's Colonel Fury later on.
Yeah.
But like, here's Tonto. It's just amazing. And so Captain Action, Ed and Joe Ahern both grew up as fans of Captain Action. I think Michael Polis did too. And then there was a company that called Playing Mantis that took over the property. And then Ed and Joe ended up buying it. And Michael came in as their partner. And they've been working over the years to bring the character back in a number of fashions. They obviously did the license with Dynamite for Codename Action. And like I said, most recently, they did the book collecting the DC stuff from IDW.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Are they doing, Jeff? Are they doing now that Lady Action is playing such a prominent role in the comics? They have plans for a Lady Action figure?
Yeah, I think that there is one in this line. They've got some other new characters, and I don't know what I'm supposed to say and what I'm not, so I'll just refrain. But there are additional characters coming in this, including a major character, which is cool. I think there will be a new Dr. Evil, and obviously I've already mentioned Professor Fangs, which we're just geeked out that they let us debut the character. Yeah.
What about a Lady Action She figure?
Listen, I can tell you right now that Ed and Joe, and particularly Joe, had mentioned to me they really want to see a Billy Tucci Lady Action illustration.
Oh yeah, I can do that for sure.
So have we played your video?
Yes, we will. Deb, Aaron Sleeper added the Tonto jump on. Remember that?
Jump on it. Jump on it.
We used to do that in like college, right? Or is it after?
I don't know. I still do it when I hear
You still do it. Debbie still does it. She'll probably do it Sunday at Lauren's birthday party. But here is my video for Rocketeer Pavlichenko. Hello, everyone. Billy Tucci here, and I am so proud to announce Crusade Comics' latest project, the Rocketeer Pavlichenko Special Art Edition. Rocketeer Pavlichenko is a full-color 32-page special featuring my 6-page story that was originally published in the book
Comics for Ukraine Sunflower Seeds, benefiting the refugees of the ongoing Russia-Ukrainian war via crowdfunding platform Zoop and the charity organization Operation USA. In Rocketeer, Pavlichenko, our hero, Cliff Secord, encounters the real-life Ukrainian sniper Ludmila Pavlichenko in the Crimean Mountains. Ludmila was credited with over 300 kills during World War II, making her the most successful female sniper in recorded history. And as you'll find out, she's going to have to put all those skills to test to save our hero. This book will feature the original story, plus pages of never-before-published concept artwork, including rough layouts, pencils, inks, script, and bios.
So please, join us on this fantastic little adventure. Being involved in this project was truly an honor. I'd like to thank Jennifer Stevens-Bauckham for her encouragement, and I'd also like to thank and congratulate Scott Dunbar and all the creators who contributed to Sunflower Seeds on winning the Eisner Award for Best Anthology Book. So thank you. And once again, it's the Rocketeer to the rescue. Yes!
I think
The
that's
face.
just the thing about it to me is that's just a hint of how into this thing you are.
I know, dude. I know.
And it's seriously, man, it's refreshing to find a creator who has been doing something for 30 years, who still has the energy, the juice for something new, and still has the things that is still excited by the things that got you excited to start with, man.
Yeah.
Come on, that's the kind of stuff that makes comics cool, in my opinion.
Yeah, dude. It's because it's the Rocketeer, man. You know, it's
and we've talked about this, like every time we talk about the Rocketeer, I have basically every iteration of the original material that's been presented, whether it was the comics from Pacific Comics or the graphic album from Eclipse.
Yes.
It got damaged. I had the signed version of that came from Graffiti Designs, which was just exquisite.
I have that too, and mine is that the hardcover with the dust jacket?
The dust jacket that is the same image as the graphic album. Yes.
Yeah,
and it had that great print signature page of Betty over his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Just phenomenal stuff. Yeah. And then the artist edition and the deluxe edition. I think the only thing I don't have is the IDW trade paperback of the original thing, and I think that's just because I gave it to somebody who hadn't read it.
Oh, okay. Well, they've gotten a lot of. It's amazing how Jennifer, Dave's sister, is really working hard to keep Dave's legacy alive, so future generations can and the present generation can discover his incredible talent.
Yeah,
and just what a sweet. He was such a cool guy. Did you ever meet him, Jeff?
Yeah, I think I might have mentioned this on one of the shows we did with his sister. I was standing behind Dave at a dinner we did for the surviving EC guys, celebrating the 50th anniversary of the new trend, which was Crypt and Vault and Haunt and Weird Science and all those great titles from EC. We did a dinner, American Association of Comic Book Collectors, at San Diego. It would have been about the time that I think it would have been Price Guide 30 or somewhere in that range.
20, almost 25 years ago.
And it was quite a while ago. But a bunch of the guys were still alive then. And I think now, I think Angelo Torres is the only one that's still with us. And but the great thing was Will Elder, who was like Harvey Kurtzman's guy.
Yeah.
Will Elder was one of the guys that was at the dinner, and the previous night he had won the first award of his career, which was just insane for us to think about.
Wow.
So I'm at it really worked out that there was like an EC guy at almost every table with the collectors who were present. So it was a real treat to be there. And Russ Cochran, who I worked with for many years, who really kept the EC flame alive, was one of the guys behind it. Grant Geisman, who a lot of people know in our circles, people know as an EC and Mad Magazine historian, and a very well-established collector and authority kind of thing. Grant is an Emmy-nominated musician. He did all the music for 2.5 Men. He co-wrote all the crazy songs that Raj and Howard sang on Big Bang Theory, and he's a very well-established jazz musician. Well, so Grant was there. He played. Russ was there. All these great EC creators. So at the end of the evening, we all had the program book from the dinner, and we were going around getting people to sign. And I was behind Dave when we were getting Will Elder's signature. And I'm always open to what people can tell you if you're listening to them.
Yeah.
You know, like if you listen, people will tell you who they are. And I'm standing in line. I'm next up. Dave is getting his book signed by Will Elder. And he tells him, thank you. Really appreciate all your work. And he says, and Will Elder says to him, oh, what do you do? Dave doesn't say, oh, I'm the artist. I'm the guy who co-created the Rocketeer. I created the Rocketeer. He doesn't say anything like that. You know what he says? He says, oh, I'm an artist too.
Wow.
And
Classy.
that told me more about Dave than the 4 or 5 times that I'd met him as a fan prior to that.
Right.
And because it was like he could have talked about his credentials. They were impressive. And the Rocketeer movie was a lot more current at that point. And yet he didn't talk like that. He was basically, oh, I'm an artist too. Thanks for signing this. We're really glad you're here.
Yeah, that's something.
Man,
that's something.
And I'm sorry I was so long-winded about that story, but I really like to set it up so people understand how cool it was.
Yeah. So if you know me, like when I'm around Jennifer, right, for some reason I get nervous around her.
You babble.
And we've had dinner.
It's genuinely charming.
Let me move you up here, honey. I don't know why. And she is the sweetest thing in the world. I guess just because of how much this character means to me. That it is my all-time favorite comic book character.
Yeah.
And I think I might have been like that with Dave, except for the time we were hanging out at Big Apple after San Diego. We had meetings up in Los Angeles, and then Bill Leibowitz, the owner of Golden Apple, would have like a dead dog party after comic party. And I met they had a lot of fun people. That actor Phil Lamar was there hanging out with him. He's a comedian.
Yeah.
He was there. The one he's Marvin, who got shot in the face in
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction. Yeah, thank you. And a bunch of other things. And then the tall guy that's always on Big Bang Theory. He was also on Everyone Loves Raymond. He's one of Ray's high school friends. He's very depressing, very self-centered.
Posehn?
Brian
something. Yes.
Yeah, Brian Posehn.
Yes, exactly, Brian Posehn. So we were hanging with him, and who comes walking in is Dave Stevens. Like, all right, you know what? And, they had beers and wine. I'm like, I'm going to go talk to Dave Stevens. And we just sat down and it was great because I think he appreciated that I was into all the stuff he did. And if you ask Debbie, I'm really into the 30s, into the 40s. I love and she popped out. Why does she keep popping out? I love, film. Music, all that time, the aircraft. I'm a Warbird fanatic, and we just, I like to think we hit it off. And he gave me his phone number, and we would talk. And I had approached him in maybe 20 years ago or so with a story, and he was all for it. It was a Captain America Rocketeer story, and I'm going to do a show on it. Because I have a lot of pitches, and honey, you'll attest, right? When I get involved in something for DC, Marvel, like I would just go all in on these pitches, much to Debbie's chagrin, because I wasn't working on paying gigs. But I would get it all. Let's do this. How about, would you like to do that? Would you like to do this book? Give us a pitch for it. Give us a story. One of them, I had this idea for a story. I just called Dave before I did anything, and we were laughing and talking about how it's Steve Rogers makes his way to Los Angeles. And I'll tell you right now, it's about the first Academy Awards at Grauman's Chinese Theater were held in June of 1944. And it all revolves around that. And it still can work. It actually could work with Miss Fury. It could work with Batman. And Dave just could not get DC, Marvel Comics to write, to publicly acknowledge or write for the be all end all that he is the owner of Rocketeer, because they had sued Dave.
Yeah, there was litigation. There was litigation over some throwaway villain characters.
Yeah, the 3 Rocketeers
that were called the Rocketeers, and it was always pretty specious.
Yeah, and that they went after him, and he spent like $20,000 of his own money. Once he got involved with Disney, then they went away, which is interesting that Marvel is now owned by Disney. But Dave was like, listen, can you guys just recognize, can you send me a piece of paper? And Dave wasn't feeling well. He was sick at the time, and he didn't want to talk to them. So I was being the mediator of it, and my editor over at DC, at Marvel, basically got mad at me because they thought that I did not want Dave to talk to them. I wanted to run interference because I wanted to do the covers that they wanted to offer Dave. And it pissed me off, man. And Dave's like, no one knows that he's sick. No, yes, this is more than that. This is probably 2006, maybe early 2007. And you don't want anyone to know that you're sick,
yeah,
you're not feeling well. And man, I was enraged. I was so pissed off. And the guy actually did apologize to me after Dave passed away. But he was like, well, Billy, I get it. You just don't want us to talk to Dave because you want to do the covers yourselves. You want to do those covers. I had plenty of cover work. I didn't need to do the covers that they wanted. They wanted Rocketeer inspired Iron Man.
Yeah, and it's doubly, it's maybe doubly or triply a shame because the climate is now I'm very happy for the industry that they're publishing the omnibuy of the Marvel DC crossovers and the amalgam stuff. But it honestly, it would have been good for the industry if DC and Marvel could have worked things out a couple years ago.
Yeah.
The industry definitely needs a shot in the arm with this kind of stuff. Now, overall, Marvel's not been a great climate for crossovers. That's just their philosophy. And, it's sort of hard to blame them. They're number one by a long distance.
Yeah.
So anything they do is helping out the other guy. But there's also helping out our retailers and helping out our fans to stay enthusiastic about stuff like that.
Right.
I'm truthfully, I think I'm the beneficiary of the only other recent crossover that they permitted. And that was, our Spawn Spider-Man cover by Todd McFarlane.
Yeah, you pulled that off. Oh, Chubb, you really did.
And my favorite thing about that is I'm at Marvel on Friday and the final things are due to previews by Tuesday. And I'm not talking the public deadline. I'm talking like when previews goes to press.
Wow.
And thankfully Todd and our friend Brian Haberlin, who colored it, were totally freaking on the ball and produced, just monumental piece. The this baby here.
That is great. That is good.
He's leaping in a single bound.
Yeah, Jeff, you got to show something. Jeff, were you trying to show something? Yeah, let's see that. Yeah, look at that. Is that the last time Todd drew Spider-Man, or
It's the first time he drew Spider-Man in 27 years. The only time he had ever drawn them together.
Wow. So
yeah, and I felt so honored to have that on our cover, and obviously the fans responded because it flew out.
Oh, I bet it did. This is something so interesting, and this is one of the conversations Dave and I had when I pitched the Rocketeer to him. And then I'm like, well, what do you say we do Batman? He's like, yeah, Batman's okay, but I had this story, and Dave had pitched DC Comics the idea of the Rocketeer meeting the Man of Steel on the 30th of October, 1938, which is perfect for both timelines. During the War of the World scare by Orson Welles, the radio program. And it was, what a story, man. And it was rejected, this piece. This is crazy. It says, for me, the super, this person says, I will get to him. Adrian, what's his first name? His last name. So Adrian says, to me, the Superman Rocketeer 1938 team up that Dave Stevens proposed years ago is the holy grail of unproduced, unpublished projects. A few pages of his notes were published a few years ago where the gist of the story could be gleaned. The Rocketeer is mistaken for an alien during the panic of the 1938 War of the Worlds radio broadcast. And of course, Superman presumably intervenes. I mean, when he told me that story, boys, I was like, you got to be kidding me. This is phenomenal. This is phenomenal. Let me not make it so big. There we go. What a story. And just imagine Dave and I, look at Alex Ross. Alex Ross doing Marvels, doing Kingdom Come, doing a bunch of his other things. Give the man a book to do. I mean, we're all so sad that it never came to fruition because it was a passion project by Dave. It was something he really wanted to tell. And my God, guys, the possibilities.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it just drives you nuts. It just pisses you off. That things like this by some corporate moron gets in the way.
Billy, it doesn't even have to be pejorative like that.
I know.
There are people for whatever reason, don't want to do something. And then those of us that can see it are left with the what ifs.
Right.
Later when that person is gone, and then that person that turned it down realizes what they did. Yeah. It's not. Listen, people don't do things for any reasons, and it doesn't have to all be corporatism or something like that. It's just frustrating. Where the frustration comes in is we feel this. If we're invested in characters, Batman, Captain America, Magnus Robot Fighter, whatever.
Yeah.
If you're invested in it, you take it personally when people mishandle the opportunities.
Yes.
It's a weird thing. Like, we know we're not the owners of it, but we feel invested anyway.
I know. And when Kirby said comics will break your heart.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, I think that or kill you, one or the other.
Yeah, that. I got something else I want to share that will kill you all.
Don't kill us, Jesus.
Don't do that.
It'll save you all because they're coming.
Will it save every one of us?
Well, unless the Deadly Trio,
unless
the Deadly Trio comes in. This is something that was announced at the San Diego Comic-Con this past July, and it is. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Deb, because I'm starting to get into the thing of what we have planned for this year. We have about 45 minutes left.
I keep losing sound after a minute or two, so if I disappear again, that's why.
Okay. But Brian Polito, Jimmy Palmiotti, and I have been working on this project for years. It's a story of 3 space vixens titled The Deadly Trio, and it is launching on Kickstarter this November 20th. It is a lot of fun. That's my character right there, Rianne in the center. Rianne is she's from a planet that is very kaleidoscopic, lots of colors, and to break it down to the most simplest terms, her race of people, they're Athaniases. They are like human mood rings. So their bodies will reflect how they're feeling. So right now, there she is, and she's content. She's smiling. She's this cool blue. Think of the spectrum of the rainbow, of just think of the spectrum, right? Roy G. Biv. When she's blue and calm, when she's violet, she's out, she gets knocked out. But when she's this nice light, almost turquoisey blue, she's very content. And her feelings, almost like pheromones, if you will, from that race, is very contagious. So if she touches you or something, that will you will absorb what this race of people are feeling. If she's angry, she turns red, bright red. You know, and all her moods will be, like I said, along the spectrum. It's a lot of fun. Jimmy Palmiotti has a character here, Dorian, with her space cat, rocket monkey cat, which Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti both invented this. And she is a space traveler. She's a pilot, and she can fix anything. She's a super mechanic. And then Brian's character on the right here is Garga, and she is a barbarian, real Frazetta-like character. You could say that Jimmy's character and Amanda's is very Dave Stevens-like from his Space Girls, almost kind of a Kit Carter-like. My character again is this alien that reflects, just that pulls off that lets out their emotion. She literally wears her heart on her sleeve. Brian's character is from a race of barbarians.
Literally or figuratively?
Yeah, figuratively.
I wonder if the name of her planet is Eiffel 65.
It's not, but what does that mean? What is that?
Eiffel 65?
Yeah.
Because they're blue.
Well, she's not. She changes color. It's almost like a Barbarella type. Her in the world that she lives in. Brian's character is very Frazetta. Brian's character she turns into a monster, actually. And this character is so insanely visually striking. I just did a cover for it. Let me see if it's in our new book here, if I put it in. I don't know if I did. To get a sneak peek. Let's see if I put it in here. I do not believe I did, but I do have the original art. It's done. And she's striking. The three of them have to team up. Again, it's a lot of fun. It's just nonstop action. It's what you'd think Brian, me, and Jimmy and Amanda would put together. It's a lot of fun, but it's got a lot of heart because these worlds die, and they're trying to protect these worlds. And now I don't want to say what's happening, but they just might be this invading force, which happens to be led by this woman who is Brian's character's sister, are heading to the Earth.
Uh-oh.
It's really cool. And the book is completely done. As Brian works way ahead. We are doing a book. Jeff is writing it. Brian has graciously lent us Lady Death for it. It's She Gatecrasher, which is debuting on Indiegogo and Kickstarter this month. And we did a character swap. Our book, Jeff, if you want to divulge us and give a little thing what it is, and then I'll move to what follows.
It is a tour through the comic book ages with a special attention to either making trends or following trends.
Yes. And there's a lot of public domain characters in it. There's a few older creator-owned characters that are owned by their respective creators. And it's all basically a book about how it was when I started with She. And, she gets trapped in comic book time. And she's got to battle her way through all the genres, all the decades to get back home. And she allies herself with the character Ran, which is my original interpretation of She. Let's see if I can have that here. And so she comes to this world. It's really cool. It's a lot of fun. Jeff and I are having a lot of fun. We had a meeting last week over it. We cannot wait for you guys to see this book.
I've been writing ever since.
Yep. Where is that? And we have a lot of characters that are in the public domain as well, as I said, and it's going to get trippy. It's going to get trippy, Jeff.
I can tell you that I am confident that, and listen, it's always up to the critics. It's always up to the reviewers, but I believe it's going to be the best dinosaurs and cowgirls scene I've ever written.
Yes, I think it will.
I am still worried about, like if we step on the toes of any of the Bozo the Robot purists.
That's right. That's something because the first character we will meet is the legendary, the illustrious, the immortal Bozo the Robot.
I think that if there's anybody in the chat that's ever heard of that character, I'll be stunned.
Well, he's in it. He's fun. And a bunch of others. I have to do a cover next week. I'm finishing up one right now for Gatecrasher, which features She It features Lady Death, and it features another famous public domain character, which is a homage to Jim Lee's X-Men number 268 cover. So
love it.
Yeah, Blevin. So it's a lot of fun, and that book debuts this month. Next month we have through Coffin Comics, we'll release She Gatecrasher. Debbie and I will do a show about all the cool things we have planned for 2025 and beyond. Right now, 2024 was, I don't want to say we're living in the past, but it was a celebration for She's 30th anniversary, and now that's done.
It's a landmark. That's not living in the past. That's celebrating an achievement.
Yeah.
As I said when I asked you to do the covers for the Overstreet Comic Book Price Guide number 54, having not one but two independent comic characters that have survived 30 years when many from the big two don't survive that long.
Yeah.
I think it's really it's a testament to you, the fans, Debbie's patience, and and really seriously, man, think about it. Think about the great characters at Marvel and DC, not even the lightweight ones that haven't lasted anywhere near that long.
Sure.
And what you and Brian Polito have done is amazing, and I think that's comic history. That's not saying it's history, and acknowledging landmark dates is not living in the past. It's celebrating. That said, there's a time and a place for it. Next year is not the time for it.
No, I mean, we have a lot planned for the Senryaku 30th anniversary and the She Cyblade 30th anniversary. Lots of cool stuff planned for that. But we'll be hitting with every quarter. We'll be launching a new campaign, Jeff. So we go forward with She Gatecrasher is for the fourth quarter of 2024. The first quarter of 2025 in February, right, honey? February, we will be launching She Big in Japan, which is where Anna, going back to the events of the end of She Sakura, where Anna and Hotaru, her daughter, and Yoshitora head to Japan, where Anna confronts her real birth mother, which is a lot of fun. That in the second quarter of 2020.
Fun is the wrong word.
Yeah, it's not fun.
I think that's going to be a dynamically challenging. It's going to be fun to read.
Oh. All right. That's my wife. Okay, we might get a copyright strike, so you can stop that. That's Big in Japan by Alphaville that people our age would get. Marcus Killigrew should get that. So it's fun.
Listen, it's gonna be fun to read, but that's gonna be a traumatic story.
Yes, it
I'm
is.
going to be listening to this song for 6 months.
I know.
What if Anna's mom grounds her?
It's a really short story.
It's like go to your room.
On 2-ply cardboard.
Ground that Hotaru, because she's going to get in a lot of trouble. That one in Japan.
How can you ground a girl that's proficient in martial arts weapons?
Her mother's her
mom's no slouch.
Pilot either.
The answer to your question, Deborah. The answer to your question is carefully.
Yes.
Big into Japan.
Very good, Jeff. So that is in the third quarter. That is in the first quarter of 2024. Is She Big in Japan? Also, in the second quarter of 2024, Brian Polito and Coffin Comics will be putting out the La Moretta book with She in it. I don't know if it's a crossover per se, but it's La Moretta featuring She.
I really don't think you're supposed to talk about this.
I'm not.
Every time you bring it up, I say this.
Yeah, she does, Billy.
It's like Fight Club, Billy.
Clarify that.
Sorry, guys.
It's Fight Club. It's Fight Club, Billy.
Well, she's going to appear in another book. And it's not LD because, when we did it, he's like, mind if I do it with this character? Because this other character is pretty He's doing pretty good. But sorry, don't tell Brian. Whatever you guys do not tell Brian. Because I'm the kid brother he never wanted, and he'll wound me. He'll hurt me. And that wife of his, I fear her more than him.
Smart.
Yeah. Remind me, Deb, I got to do a cover for that book by Veterans Day.
Hey, Billy, you
Yes.
got to do a cover by Veterans Day.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. So that is in the second quarter of Big in Japan is in the first quarter of 2024. In the second quarter of 2024, or maybe the third quarter, we might take the second quarter off, but will be She Battleship Island.
Oh my God. Hey, Billy.
Yeah.
Don't forget you gotta have that cover done by February.
For February, I thought I have to have it done by November.
By November.
November 11th.
November 11, 11/11.
11/11. Deb, hit Brian.
I can't
Hit him.
reach. I can't reach.
But so we'll be doing hopefully at the end of the second quarter, it's going to debut at San Diego Comic-Con. I cannot. Wait a minute. So for the second or third quarter, depending how quickly I can get stuff done, we'll then be releasing She Battleship Island. As I said, Google Battleship Island, Japan. And the whole story takes place there, in and around there. It's really, really cool.
I don't have a cool song for that, though.
What?
I don't have a cool song for that, though.
No, you don't. Following that, we have a lot of summer specials. We will be in comic shops every month, as Debbie says, a lot consistently. New Crusade books in comic shops every single month. Thank you, Mindy Lopkin. Jeff, we have to have a meeting so you can help us out with that tremendously. He's just staring at us.
I am just staring at you.
He's just staring. I know I got a big mouth. Well, for the advice. Then at San Diego of next year, we are debuting a preview edition of a new character, of a new IP. Something I've been working on for a decade. And, well, what do you think about it?
It hasn't been a decade,
Hasn't it? 5 years? You don't think so?
No.
Okay,
I don't,
it's been more than 7 days.
Closer to like 7 years, maybe. It was definitely pre-COVID.
Yeah, so say 7 years or so. And Deb, you think you've said it's probably the best thing I've ever come up with.
So we were driving back from taking the boy. It was a Saturday, and we were driving back from taking the boys to Five Guys for lunch,
which I highly recommend if you like
yummy.
meat.
And we're driving on Sunrise Highway, and you got quiet. And you never get quiet, ever.
Oh, my God.
So I just kind of turned to you. We were listening to...
Alphaville, Big in Japan.
No, we were listening to Black Parade. And
right.
I'm like, are you all right? Because there must be something wrong if he's quiet. And he's like, I was just thinking, I just came up with an idea for a story. And I'm like, in 10 minutes since we left
That's right,
Five Guys? And he's like, yeah. And he just starts talking and my mouth starts hanging open. And I'm like, first of all, I can't believe you did that in 10 minutes. But I'm like, I never thought I would see the day where I would say you came up with something that's at least as good as, if not better than she. And he did.
And it's a raucous adventure. So we're going to release that in the...
I'm excited about that.
Yes, me too. The third quarter of 2025.
I'm excited about all of it.
Yep, it's going to be a lot of fun. You guys will all know about it. We'll launch it. And we've basically made our crowdfunding and publishing schedule all the way into 2026. So Jeff and I...
The question is, will Billy hit his deadlines?
I know. If Blevins is gone, he can't stick up for me. He usually defends me, and Jeff won't.
I know
Jeff's
better.
always on my side.
Yeah, I know. It's hard drawing a comic book. And
Blah, 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 blah.
hey, look at this, everyone. Al Capone, Captain Action versus Al Capone Vampire #1 is less than $200 away from $4,000 on both platforms because it is on Kickstarter, and he's got a very quick campaign with only 7 days left on Indiegogo.
And that's true. And if we hit 4,000, then everybody gets another stretch goal.
Oh, that's great.
There's a trading card that we haven't shown yet that is, we've got that great trading card of the Captain Action characters. We'll have one of the Capone folks as well.
Excellent. And the link is in the description. It's right here. Thank you, Randy Howell. We love you, buddy. Truly appreciate that. Yes, of course, iWatcher. Like I said, we're gonna have a lot of fun this year. Some brutal stuff coming out. Anna Ishikawa is she's gonna be put to task.
Let's say Anna might not have so much fun, but the readers will.
Yes, exactly. But we're gonna get to draw Japan, honey. So we have to go to Epcot again and spend entire day of Epcot in Japan.
No, I won't go. You can't make me.
Yes, you have to go. Did I tell you that? Did Debbie ever tell you that story, Jeff?
Oh, yes.
When I came up with she.
I don't want to go. I don't.
You loved it there.
The first time.
Yeah. Well, we only went
So
once.
Like the first time during the first visit to
yeah,
Epcot, the first time we went to Japan. By the 10th, I was not happy anymore.
This sort of sounds like when she tells you like about your pop culture references. It was funny the first 3,000 times.
Oh yeah, what'd you say? Yeah, that you laughed at that the first 30,000 times. It was funny the first 30,000 times you said it.
Not funny anymore.
Yeah. Would you mind? We have 25 minutes left of this campaign. We are moving up. We're over 4,000. We're closing in on 5,000% of our stretch goal. I mean, of our initial funding goal. You guys are just terrific. Deb, do you mind telling them what happened when we went to Epcot in '93? When I was really getting into developing and
So this was the first vacation Billy and I had ever taken together. So I was really looking forward to it. I thought this was going to be fun. And Billy was creating and needed Japanese reference. So he's like, oh, if we go to Epcot, I can take some pictures when we get to the Japanese part. So, of course, that was the first place we went. And then we went to Mexico and then back to Japan. And then we went to the Swedish one or whatever it is, Norwegian, and then back to Japan. And the French one and back to Japan. And by the end of the day, they were throwing us out.
Yeah. And we did watch the fireworks. We watched the fireworks in Japan. We snuck back over there.
Over and over and over again.
Yeah, it's just funny because I just wanted to be. I've never been to Japan, of course, obviously at that time. I still haven't been to Japan. Debbie said we can't go to Japan until we go to Italy first. What's up with that?
I said we can go anywhere past out of the United States before we go to Italy first.
Oh, okay. Trolls in Norway, yes. So, anyway, so I just wanted to be around Japanese things. I don't know. I get so obsessive with stuff that I just...
Yes, you do.
Yeah. So there's going to be a lot of other stuff coming this spring when we're working on the next book, the new property, honey.
Woohoo!
You better get ready for that. I guess you'll like that one, though, won't you?
Stop talking about it.
I got a question. When on the schedule will the next Zombie Sama hit comic shops?
Okay, Zombie Sama. I can go off screen for a minute and get my schedule of when I put Zombie Sama into comic shops, the direct market.
Jeff, I'm hearing about it.
No, it's on the printout, dear. All right, I'm gonna stop my camera.
Supposed to go over with me that you still have not that one.
Well, I gave you the printout, honey. We have to talk. We'll talk about it tonight. Hang on. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get it.
Now I feel at home because it's Billy's show and I'm here and he's left. I seriously, I would probably have more than my DC page rate. The number of times he's done that when I'm on the show. I decided not to take it personally, but it is amusing.
It means he trusts you with his life as
not
well
to
as
hijack
the
the show. I should really hijack the show someday.
You should, like right now.
But it's too much fun. The great thing about Zombie Sama is that's where my character, Billy Bob Drywall, came from in Zombie Proof. When Billy was first working on it, I said, and his guy's name was Jim. And I said, you need a redneck sidekick. And he says, it's Long Island. I go, you don't explain it. You just do it. And he says, but why a redneck? I said, because if your character's name is Jim and it's got a samurai overtone, we want to say, yo, Jimbo.
Exactly.
And he was too far along in the plot. So that was good for me that he was too far along, because then I started writing and Zombie Proof came along. Look, he's back.
And now,
I'm
because
back.
of that, every time I take Billy shopping, he evaluates the zombie proofness of every facility and building we're in.
Every
Well,
building.
let me say this,
Every
Debbie.
building. 100%.
Debbie, he's a guy.
Routes.
Billy's a guy. He's a real man. He's a hunter. He does. So of course he's evaluating the zombie-proof nature of places.
Thank you. See, Deb, it's not just me.
No, you're only as strong as your weakest link, man.
Thank you.
When you're in an apartment building or a public facility, you're at the mercy of the people who panic.
Yep. And Deb, the only hope we have at the office is to go into the woman's office who works for the attorney, or the first office on the right. That place is not zombie proof. The office is not. You're dead. So we're trapped there. We got to go to her office. The first doorway on the right in that little office. That's the only hope we have of survival.
You don't rule out shotguns.
Yes. So we're looking at June of 2025 to release the She Battleship Island campaigns. Then in August, what I'd like to do is I'd love to do a She Sideblade 30th anniversary art edition. I have almost all that art. I think I gave one page. Someone was a huge Jeff Smith fan, and I gave him the page to that art. But aside from that, I believe I have all the art for She Sideblade. Make it a quick campaign, something nice, a nice hardcover book or something like that. I love those hardcover books. Not, so I think that would be a fun thing. October 2025 is when the new IP launches. And then in November of 2025, Deb, if you're into this, I'd like to do the Zombie Sama Day One, the amazing book that John Brolia drew.
You're talking about the crowdfunding. Crowdfunded.
Yes. Yeah, I think we should do that for November. Maybe even if we have.
I'm sorry, I was not listening because I'm paying attention to what I'm doing here. When are we bringing Zombie Sama 1 to comic book stores? And
I'm glad you asked. So let's look.
Now, why is it that you and Jeff can't be on screen at the same time?
Because we're the same person.
It's so silly.
I'm Clark Kent to Jeff Superman. Zombie Sama #1 will be in comic shops.
I just sort of figured I should periodically leave the show just for no reason. Because it's the only way I'm going to get any closure here.
Zombie Sama #1 will appear in comic shops in May of 2025. It'll be bi-monthly.
Okay.
So we're going to break up. So we're going to combine them both into one series, or are we going to?
Well, it's a continue. Yeah, we'll do the Zombie Sama 1 and 2, and then we'll do the Dorm of Dead series.
Yeah, the problem.
I actually think that will work.
I don't.
Why?
Because Zombie Sama 2, the beginning of it is all flashback. That's why we had to publish it as a 100-page book. I think we should do a graphic novel.
If it's coming out on a regular basis, I think it will work. I don't think it would have worked. I don't think that would have worked crowdfunded. Shorter time span between issues. I think it works.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about it. We'll see where we're at.
We just did talk about it.
We just talked about it. So we're gonna have a lot of fun. Again, my map right here, my schedule has us going all the way to June of 2026 when Zombie Sama Dorm of the Dead #4.
Now, this is the one that you were supposed to talk to Debbie about already.
What? No. This is my plan to send to you, and then we look over it, and then you say, let's move this, let's do that, let's do this, right? Hey, got to start somewhere. I've got all of our conventions and signings. Like, here's the Billy Tucci conventions will be at next. We're going to the New York Comic Con. We're only there on Thursday, the 12th of October, because the following weekend is my son Matthew's Penn State freshman family weekend or whatever. December 23rd, Saturday, I will be at the Big Apple Comic Con. Jeff, would you consider doing that?
Yeah, I would. I got to talk to Mike Carbonaro about that.
Okay.
I think I would like to do that.
Oh,
I managed to not get COVID last Christmas. Nick went home with COVID.
Did he?
Yeah.
How was it?
Well, ask Nick.
Yeah. Randy Howell, thank you. The Dennis and Andy have a big core draft announcement tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern with special guest Irene Strikalski. Isn't that wonderful? Yeah, we have Renee doing a cover for us as well for She Gatecrasher. It's all done. I don't know if she has to color it. She wanted to color it herself, I believe. So we have to reach out to Renee, Deb.
Let me say this. It is inherently not all done.
No.
If it has to be colored.
It's not. The black and white line art.
Deb, can you tell which one of us is more creative and which one of us is more an editor?
You have the same problem I do. I walk around correcting him all day long.
Yeah.
You see, I don't think of it as a problem. I think of it as a vocation.
Well, it's a gift I have, everybody. So
it's a gift.
Well, it's a gift that keeps giving.
I'm not wrong per se.
Oh yeah.
Guys, we are approaching $22,000 on Zombie Sama. I know you guys are watching.
Minutes. We're almost there.
We're almost there. We're almost done. 14 minutes left. Let's keep this alive. We'll watch it as the countdown closes. There's going to be like a little confetti pop, I believe, that we were funded. And thank you, guys. The campaign will continue in the She Second Coming campaign on Indiegogo. And both platforms will benefit from our No Fan Left Behind dual campaign strategy.
Billy, speaking of that, this is just a technical thing. Did you guys do the late pledges on this one?
Yes, we did.
Mm.
So what I'm going to have to do is once we go to print, I'm going to have to evaluate how many we have left of everything, and then
sure, exactly,
and then add limits to all the pieces, of the campaign, so that I don't oversell anything.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm probably
kind of a headache. I know everybody appreciates it, but it's hard for us.
Yeah,
I have the same problem with Indiegogo in demand that I have to worry about whether or not we run out of anything.
When I
have to disappoint someone.
I think one of the things for me is I'm not doing the numbers that you guys do, but when I set the print order, is usually when I kill the campaign. I might let it go a couple of days longer than that, but if I end up with extras, then I either have them for the next campaign or for shows or something.
In a perfect world, I would like to do that. However, I have a husband who doesn't like deadlines, so
I love deadlines. It's deadlines that don't like me.
You ignore deadlines.
I was just going to say he likes deadlines because he can't ignore you.
Andy Smith or Dennis, whoever's out there, if it's Andy or Dennis, they can attest to this. We're both, honey, let's be honest, we're both doing the job of 10 people.
I know that.
Yeah. So give me a little slack.
You have to prioritize your jobs like I do.
Yeah, well, where's that steak? I don't smell that sizzling on the grill.
Again, priorities.
Anyway, guys, we are coming on. Like I said, I've got a plan here, Deb. A whole crusade. I'm going to go big on me real quick.
Oh, he's going big. Go big or go
Crusade
home.
Fine Arts Ltd. 2024 campaign, publishing, and convention schedule, which I wrote last week. Has all of our campaigns when we're going to launch them. and also our books when our books will be in comic shops. So I'm very excited about that. I'm really pumped. This is going to be a lot of fun. We're all growing. It's a new golden age for creator-owned books. I feel having a lot of fun with my kings and with the bros. You CG guys have been great. Thank you so much. You Kickstarter people have been wonderful. Thank you so much. We're having a lot of fun bringing you the very best.
With more to come. 11 minutes to go.
11 minutes to go. We're closing in 6:27. Let's see if we get to 22. At 25, you guys will get this trading card, but between you and I, you're gonna get it anyway. Sorry, honey. I know. All right. If we make 25, if we hit 25K, you will get the trading card.
I think that's better to stick with that.
Yeah, let's just get that out of here and let's just do that. I'm going to update this campaign. Guys, forgive me for a second. I'm going to work on the campaign a little bit, honey, on the page. If you don't mind talking, you and Jeff, for a second to give me a minute here.
Trained professional.
Yes. Well, because once it ends, I'm not going to be able to work it. So.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, I think once it ends, you cannot.
Sounds like rationalization to me.
Yep. You can't edit it. So
I don't know how that's going to work now with the late pledging, because technically the campaign's still alive if it's late pledges.
Yeah, so this is almost like an in demand. You're saying
it's not almost like it is.
It is. Well, let's see if it works.
This is the first one that you guys have done that has that option, and mine is the first one I've done that has that. I haven't. Obviously, I've been trying to push the Indiegogo with middling success, but the Kickstarter, I've had a late bid, and what's really cool is I had already sent out the surveys, and it automatically sends the survey to that person,
to the late pledger.
Yeah, which is really cool. Yeah, and one of the things I did, Deb, was I cut down on the number of things being offered on the late pledges.
Yeah,
and move some of them over to the Indiegogo.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to evaluate. You know what? I try not to look at the numbers until it's time to look at the numbers.
Yeah.
So I'll evaluate what's what and figure out what we kill and what we leave on, and figure out how much we overprint to allow for late pledges moving forward.
Yeah, and we're going to start to really, now that we have our amazing fulfillment center, our big ass fulfillment center. Deb is there daily. We've got some great people working for us. One is the great Renzini, who's busting his butt, and we'll get this book to the printer in not next week because I've got to do some gatecrasher work, but hopefully the week after that, we'll get it to before we go to New York Comic Con. That book will be at the printer by the time Debbie and I head to New York Comic Con. We have a super chat. Thank you, Travis Parrott, for $5. Billy, I've already backed. Can you give them some hell and ring that bell?
Now all of a sudden I've got disco in my head. Thanks.
Travis, I love that. Give them hell and ring that bell. Hey, that's not too shabby, is it?
Oh boy.
Well, we'll know
Travis.
We'll know if we can edit the book once it closes out. But again, everyone who's helped support us on this and the Indiegogo campaign, it really was a dream project. It's a fantastic book. You get to see again a lot of things you don't normally see, including my roughs, including the scripts, my notes. The actual pencils and inks that have never been printed.
Man, I'm a process junkie. I love the process of making comics and see how other people approach it too. And if you're a creator, there's always a chance to learn from something. If you're a fan, there's always a chance to see behind the scenes how it's done. And this book is just a 32-page comic that has all of the components to it. It's got the finished product, which we already know is great. And then it's got the pencils, the inks, and the script. That's phenomenal.
Yeah. All packed into a 32-page book.
And I've seen the roughs, and I saw, some of the pages while they were in process. this is just going to kick ass.
Yeah, Mindy is doing a tremendous job. I just introduced Mindy to Cecil, so hopefully Mindy will be doing the design and lettering for Cash Grab too.
Well, I got to say, Mindy does my lettering, and when you've got a great lettering and or production person, the world gets so much better as a comic creator.
I know. She's doing Stoker and Wells for Steve Perros.
She is. She did do that. That's already at press, and she's done in the past where I've done Free Comic Book Day at Gemstone. She's done that stuff for us, and various things that have popped up in Overstreet Books and so on.
Yeah, I believe she's actually working with Graham Nolan too. I think she's doing all of his books.
Nice.
So again, she's a real pro. She's been a friend of ours for a decade almost. And it's good to work with friends. I know you got the great Eric Weathers, of course, who's also one of the best letterers in comics. And that's someone else I would suggest to anybody out there who wants to get into their book, into self-publishing and crowdfunding. And this has been a lot of fun, guys. We're closing in on our final 5 minutes. Deb, do you want to disclose what we're thinking about doing on Black Friday?
We want to have a sale.
Yeah, we want to do a what
on the website. Yeah, I'm coming. So I'm winding down. I have less. I think I only have about 60 or so surveys to fulfill. Then I have to go through anybody who didn't fill their survey.
Yeah.
Once I can complete that, I will be doing the Gatecrasher campaign, and then I'll have Russell duplicate it into Kickstarter. And then I will start building bundles for Black Friday.
Excellent.
So we'll do some print bundles, we'll do some merch bundles, we'll do some book bundles, and just kind of run some sales so to give back to all the wonderful people that keep us moving and grooving.
We'll do some Metal Mania. I might do some remarks on things.
Yeah, maybe we'll definitely do some metal bundles with the metals that we have left.
And now we know the internet works.
Maybe we'll even do like a Secret Santa. I would like to do a Secret Santa. I think that's fun.
Isn't that delightful? We've never done a whatnot, Jeff. So
it's also it's funny, just the matter of intonation, because I just can't imagine Billy doing anything without remarks, but I understand you were talking about remarks.
See what I have to go through, guys? You see? At least the chat's nice to me.
Oh, it's so true. Stop it.
The chat is nice. But Dennis, Billy had a bit. Wait a minute. Marcus Killigrew. You hung out with us. And my friend Andy Smith's house. Oh, Deb, we were invited if you choose to come to Heroes Con. We had a delightful Thursday night we spent at the Smith Manse, where Dennis brought a bunch of awesome bourbon, I think, and moonshine, flavored moonshine. It was so good. William was drinking, and of course, Helen is a doll. But as we close, guys, 2 minutes left. Thank you all for your support. I know it was a very quick campaign, 20 days, but we want to start getting these things out. We probably will start, right? We might 21. Okay. We might start following that trend to start doing shorter campaigns, right, babe?
Well, if they continue with the extent, whatever they call it, late pledges, there's no reason why we can't.
Yeah, I like that idea. And then
this way it gets into work while people are still pledging for it, and then once we actually send it to the printer, then we'll have to cut it out. But
right,
it allows us to get enough funding to get the ball rolling while funding keeps coming in to complete the project. Does that make sense?
Yep. And the goal is for me is to be way ahead by the spring of 2025.
I wish I'd been able to record that.
Well, we only
writing.
There's only a few Matthews Wrestling. Aside from that, we have no conventions booked except for the Albuquerque Comic Con, We'll go see our son wrestle, of course, in Pennsylvania. But I don't have a convention. I have a January show. And thank you, honey, for letting me not have to do all those shows. We have January, of course, April 4th through 7th. That's when we'll be traveling.
Right there, but I never let you or didn't let you. That's retarded.
Okay. You can't say that, honey. You can't say that word.
That was stupid to say. Sorry. Yes, you're right.
Right.
That's my
right.
old
Okay, let's be clear. We're not talking about developmentally challenged individuals. We're talking about Billy's decision being retarded.
Right. Oh my Lord. Disavow.
Thank you, Jeffrey, for always having my back.
Disavow. We will be appearing in April at the South Carolina Comic-Con. You're coming in that, right, Deb? Greenville, South Carolina?
I would really love to.
Okay. And then we won't be, then there's Heroes in June, San Diego in July, Terrificon in August.
40 seconds.
40 seconds. Let's look. 38 seconds. Guys, thank you all for helping us with this awesome little campaign. I know it's only 21 days. It's a fun book. It's something that's really near and dear to my heart. You guys made my month. This was, again, I know it's not She. I know it's not one of our super campaigns, but you'll be getting that in a few weeks. And just thank you for helping us with this. And it's also for a good cause that we're going to be giving a portion of the proceeds to the Harry Cell Leukemia Foundation in Dave Stevens' name. Thanks to you guys. So we have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo!
That confetti is very anticlimactic.
No, they could have given you nothing. I don't think Indiegogo gives us anything.
Yeah, they throw a rock through your window.
Indiegogo, it just switches to in demand, so it never really ends. That's
right.
A little different.
I'm going to see if I can edit project. Let's see if I'm allowed to do that while I'm here. Let's see if I just edit this. Edit project. Let's see story. Yeah, we are allowed to edit the project again.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Look at that.
Yep. Let's view the project. Terrific.
Well, listen, I think this is very exciting. And I personally can't wait to get the book. So I just love that picture.
Me too. Honey,
I'm telling you right now, that is my biggest regret for you art-wise, that you didn't do what I said with Batman.
I think I have it as an overlay too.
Debbie, when Billy was doing that great.
Yeah, do I have it as an overlay?
That great Justice League that was done in the Japanese style. That cover he did for them, where there's a tidal wave. Where the tidal wave is coming in.
Yeah.
I wanted him to have Batman holding a kid up to shield himself like a toddler.
Oh my God.
It's bad enough Superman's punching the wave.
Can we have them fighting the wave?
That was Billy's direction.
He would have never worked for them again, but it would have been great.
Wait, I have that here. I can go get it. Hold on. I have everything here. I'm in the warehouse.
Yep, we have it. It's a fulfillment center. It's not a warehouse.
It's a warehouse and a fulfillment center. It's like New Shimmer. It's a dessert topping and a floor wax.
Don't say it's a warehouse, because we're in an office with attorneys and accountants and insurance people. They don't know what we do back there. Then we're fulfilling books and stuff. But it's been an amazing, amazing couple of years, guys. Thank you so much. I want to share something when Deb comes back. Here she goes.
Here it is.
Yeah. Hang on, let me
make it. You right now, just picture Batman holding that kid out in front to shield himself from that wave.
Where is Batman? Oh, there he is. Batman he's holding the kid.
Yeah, just picture him holding him out like this to shield himself from the wave. It would be great.
So Jeff gave me and I did have him holding the kid. And I said, well, the wave's crashing. Is it okay for Batman still to hold the kid? And he's like, yeah, sure.
Hold him out.
Yep. Some really exciting news, and I know Dennis knows about this, is that there is a new film debuting, Deborah.
Uh-oh.
You're going to love this.
What am I going to love?
You're going to love this, and we have to watch it.
Oh, I think I know what he's going to talk about, and I'm going to be very upset.
Yeah, let me just get the image of it. Hang on. I want to get an image of it. looks so good. So good.
It's really great to watch you watching stuff, Billy. It's just quite an entertaining show.
I know. I'm sorry. Now I'm getting into one of my other favorite things to do is hang on. I don't want to get struck, so that's why I'm trying to just get the title. Hang on.
I do have to say that if we're talking about trailers, everybody should check out Jorah #2.
Yes, really good
movie. It looks so freaking good.
It does. But there is something coming out.
I feel like I saw that preview.
There's a number of people in it, including Kiefer Sutherland, which, you know.
Deborah, this December 25th.
I knew that's what I knew it. I knew it. I'm not going to see it again.
Yes,
no,
this is a new one.
No.
This is a whole new one.
I don't like that creepy monster.
Oh, he's the greatest. Oh, Jeff. So what we did.
Here's what I gotta say, Debbie. Billy, you should listen to Debbie about this. She does not want a Nosferatu. She wants a Yesferatu.
Oh, you laugh at that. See, you laugh at that.
Because it's cute humor.
Anyway, so Debbie and I in 2002 went to 2002 went to the 80th anniversary.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did. We went to the 80th anniversary of the film at
2002, not 22.
Yeah, in 2002 at Lincoln Center. And Jeff, they played the original Nosferatu film with a string quartet. And it was awesome, wasn't it, honey?
Yeah, the music was.
Yeah. Well, how about this? And on the subject that, of course, Dave Stevens, who created The Rocketeer, is the reason why we're here to begin with. Dave Stevens illustrated Nosferatu. Look at that. Jeff, are you familiar with that?
I was not until you mentioned it previously.
Look how great.
Yep.
Dave Stevens.
Look at that right there. I'm telling you right there, that guy's a Yesferatu.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to get that out of here. Let's just get that out of here.
Let's just get that out of here.
I think it's a great Christmas movie. Maybe we go with Pam and Tony.
Christmas movie?
Nothing says Christmas like Nosferatu.
Right.
You haven't lost your mind at all.
Oh, Die Hard.
Billy, don't worry. You're totally sane.
Go see it, Deb. See, look, Dennis gets it. Dennis said to go see it. Mrs. Turner's going to go.
And from that look, Dennis's credibility with Debbie just went through the floor.
Oh, the sheen. Oh, yeah. From your lips to God's ears, cabron. And who knows? Maybe we'll have some information on that front next year as well in 2020.
That would be really cool as long as it was a good movie.
Yes.
I want you to make all the money from it, but I'd rather not have a movie than have a bad one.
It would be nice to make some money off of it. I don't think we made a lot of money off of the first one, but the film deals, but who knows? Hey, anyway, guys,
anything's possible.
Thank you for joining us. JC Vaughn, let me find your campaign again. That's the Captain Action figure. Hang on. I'm going to go into the private chat, pull up a new page. Now, why can't you? Are you on your phone or something?
I don't understand why it won't let me share, and it may be my firewall. We haven't figured that out yet, remember?
All right. Well, all right. So, guys, JC Vaughn's Captain Action is live on Kickstarter, but he just made a special campaign 7 days on Indiegogo. And for the Indiegogo people out there,
on the late pledges on the Kickstarter, there are fewer options, I should say. But the main comic itself and the option to get all the different covers, they are there.
Okay. Well, guys, please check it out. The link is in all this chat. Again, Jeff is one of the good guys. He just launched it. He has 6 days remaining. Let's try to get him to $1,000 goal. And it'll be a treat for all of you. That's for sure. So I'm going to take us out. I'm exhausted, man. And I want to thank
Billy, I'd like to say that today was a miserable day allergy wise. All the fall allergens are here all at once. And yet I found as we were talking about this, I got a lot more energy. So this is a great discussion about a great comic. I think people are going to be really happy with this Rocketeer. If they've missed out now, they can still join. They can still chime in and get it. And the thing about it is that if you're new to the Rocketeer, I do want to add this one thing. If you're new to the Rocketeer and all you know is the movie, listen, the movie was a really wonderful adaptation, but there is nothing like a great Rocketeer story in comics. And if this is your gateway to the Dave Stevens stuff, oh my gosh, do I envy you reading that for the first time.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Jeff, for saying that. So, guys, thank you so much. We are funded, honey. Woo! Successful, and now there's late pledging, which I was not aware of. But thank you all for backing us on Indiegogo and on Kickstarter. We have a lot of fun stuff coming for you in the next month or two with She stuff with Jeff and I are doing She Gatecrasher, where she will get trapped in comic book time and have to battle through all those decades and all the genres to find her way home. So we're gonna. What are you writing today? You were saying the best.
Oh, I just seriously, I think it's among other things, it's definitely the definitive Bozo the Robot appearance.
But also the other one with the girls.
Yeah, it's so. What's fun about it is at every turn, Billy, it's got something else. But I do think it is the best Cowgirls and Dinosaurs story ever.
That's it. Cowgirls. So there will be that. Marcus, we will have romance. That's gonna be fun. The romance.
I mean, all the genres and particularly rich is the very late 1940s and the 1950s, where it was like a genre a week.
Yeah.
Kind of things like that. And they're all going to be showing up. And as our characters traipse through time, and the age-old thing, do we follow a trend or do we set a trend?
Exactly. That's what it's about. Thank you, Stip. I have one of your candles right here. I think I'm going to light it up. Tobacco Vanilla. One of my favorites from the stunning Amanda, Mrs. Stip. So, guys, thank you all. Jeff, thank you for coming on. I will talk to you later, my friend. Darling, love you.
Love you too.
Okay. Oh, no steak tonight? No. Okay. Maybe we'll get some Japanese food or something. No Japanese food. Oh well. Oh, I guess it's chips. It's Lay's potato chips. No, guys, I'm gonna take us out. Guys, you guys rock. We're successful with this campaign. But again, it's late funding. So that's cool. So if you guys want to jump on that, you can. It's also live and in demand on Indiegogo. And you guys are just wonderful. Everyone have a terrific weekend. I can't wait next week to start showing you my Gatecrasher covers. And we're going to start doing the build-up for when we launch in a few weeks. So everyone have a wonderful, wonderful day. Any parting shots, Old Bean?
No, I'm excited about this book. I'm excited about Gatecrasher. I'm excited about Captain Action versus Al Capone. There's so much great stuff going on. And truthfully, I cannot wait to walk into a comic shop on Wednesday and see a copy of She there. I'm very
this Wednesday, and like who was it that said I'm doing the long goodbye? I'm doing a long goodbye because I got to close out all these windows. But this Wednesday in a comic shop near you, She returns to comic shops. Which She Return of the Warrior #1, a book that we're all extremely proud of. There's a special Pearl edition. There's also a cover A, cover B, and if you guys could support us, we appreciate it. Debbie just sent out those mystery comic, the trick or treat bag with a mystery comic. She sent that out yesterday, so I don't think that'll be in stores this Wednesday, but definitely the following Wednesday.
Is it the following? Is it following, or is it 2 weeks out?
I don't know. It'll be in stores.
It'll be soon.
Yep. As well with this one too, Spooky Secrets. This is going out Monday to Diamond Comic Distributors, so that'll be in stores the following week or the week after too. And you guys are great. Let me find Niall's little brand so I can take us out. And you guys have a great, great weekend. And bye-bye.
Good evening.
Hey everyone, thank you for joining us on POPXP. If you haven't already, make sure to click that subscribe button and also click the bell for notifications when we go live and we upload some awesome new content. Also, don't forget to head on over to Twitter and follow us at the POPXP and over on Instagram at the POPXP. Thanks again everyone, and we'll